Bonjour mes amis, hello E78, hello E8. I hope everyone is keeping safe and healthy and that you and your families are well. I miss you guys. Here is our lesson for this week. We're going to be looking at some verbs, doing a little grammar. And the verbs we're looking at are partir and sortir. Les verbes partir et sortir conjugués au présent. So we're going to be conjugating these verbs in their present tense. These are irregular verbs. Ce sont des verbes irréguliers. Okay? And what do they mean? Well, partir means to leave, and sortir means to go out. Okay, so to leave might be I'm leaving school now, I'm on my way to my house. Sortir, to go out, might be I'm going out with my friends this evening, or I'm going out of the house to get some fresh air, not necessarily that you're leaving the area. So they have similar meanings, so we have to be careful when we use them that we're choosing the correct meaning. So let's take a look at how they're conjugated next here. Let me slide the paper up. Okay, so I'm going to say them so that you hear the pronunciation. We're going to start with partir, that's the one that means to leave. Je pars, tu pars, il part, elle part. Now, all of these are pronounced the same. The S here is silent, the T here is silent. Moving into the plural, nous partons, vous partez, elles partent, ils partent. And as we know, the ENT for plural of il and elle is always silent. So if we look at the plural here, nous, vous, elle, and il, we can see it follows the regular rules, ONS, EZ, ENT, but up here we can see the irregular aspect of the verb partir. Moving over to sortir, lots of similarities over here. Let me say them for you. Je sors, tu sors, elle sort, il sort. And like with partir, the S and the T are silent. Moving into the plural, nous sortons, vous sortez, ils sortent, elles sortent. And ENT again is silent here. You can see that the verb endings for these two verbs are exactly the same. With je and tu, we're going to take off IR and add S. Il and elle, we take off the IR and we add T. With our plural ones, again, we're taking off IR in every case. With nous, we add ONS. With vous, we add EZ. And with il and elle, pluriel, we add ENT. So let's move on to a little more information here. Try and keep those clear. So in core French, we usually learn these two verbs together because we need to learn the difference in their meaning, to leave, to go out, but also because their conjugations are the same. Notice that when we're conjugating, we drop the IR and the verb endings are always the same. S, S, T, ONS, EZ, ENT. Okay? And for this week's lesson, we're also going to review how to write negative sentences in French. Remember those two important words that we use? We use ne and pas, and that in class we always said they hug the verb. So ne goes right before the verb, pas goes right after the verb. So they surround the verb. So let's have a look at how we're going to do our negative sentences here. I'm just going to switch pages. Bear with me. So here are a few examples. First, we're using the verb partir. Okay? Je pars en vacances. I'm leaving on vacation. And when we make it a negative sentence, we're going to use ne and pas. And notice ne and pas go right around the verb. So here's the verb in the declarative sentence. Here's the verb in the negative sentence. Ne and pas go around it. Je ne pars pas en vacances. Our second example, pourquoi est-ce qu'il part? Why is he leaving? So this is an interrogative sentence, a question. Once again, here's the verb, and you'll notice in our negative form over here, ne comes before the verb, pas right after. Pourquoi est-ce qu'il ne part pas? Why is he not leaving? And our third example with partir, vous partez à Paris demain. You are leaving for Paris tomorrow. And our negative sentence, here's our verb partez. In the negative version, we've got ne right in front of partez, pas right after. Vous ne partez pas à Paris demain. You are not leaving for Paris tomorrow. Let's move on and look at some examples with sortir. Tu sors avec tes amis. You are going out with your friends. Our negative sentence, ne and pas. Tu ne sors pas avec tes amis. You are not going out with your friends. Je sors tout seul. I am going out alone. And the negative version, je ne sors pas tout seul. I am not going out alone. And our final example here, elles sortent ensemble. They are going out together. Negative version, ne and ne before the verb, pas right after. Elles ne sortent pas ensemble. They are not going out together. So let's move on to our assignment for this week. So number 1, I'm going to ask you please to copy out the conjugations of partir and sortir. You can do that from this video, or you can take a look at, I've also uploaded a copy of this note for you, so you can look at that on the screen and copy it out, or even if you want, you can print the note, but you certainly don't have to. So please copy out those conjugations, pay close attention to the verb endings, try to remember them. Number 2, complete the assignment sheet that I have attached and hand it in when you have finished. You can either print the worksheet or write your answers on a piece of lined paper. So first fill in the conjugations at the top of the sheet, and then following that, part A, you're going to conjugate the verb correctly on the line. And part B, rewrite the sentences from part A in their negative form. At the end of the lesson, I'll show you the sheet, but you've also got the paper that you can look at on the screen or print if you wish. Number 3, please be sure to hand in your work on Google Classroom once you've finished. Our due date is this Friday. I know this is a short week, so I've given you a shorter assignment than usual. I hope you enjoyed the long weekend. And number 4, on Friday afternoon, I will post the answers so you can check your work. I will also be having a look at it and making a comment, giving you a little bit of feedback on how you did. So let's have a look at that worksheet. Here it is. So as I said in my instructions, up at the top, you're going to fill in the missing conjugations here. We've got verb partir and sortir, first of all. Then moving on to part A, complète les phrases suivantes avec la bonne forme du verbe entre parenthèses. I've written in the English, complete each sentence with the correct form of the verb in brackets. So for example, for number 1, you're using the verb partir, and number 2, the verb sortir. Okay, pay close attention to the subject. Okay, nous, mes parents, this is plural, it's like il au pluriel. Tu, le groupe is like il singulier, and vous. And then the last part of the page today, part B, mets les phrases de la partie A à la forme négative. So rewrite the sentences from up above here in part A, but write them in their negative form. So for example, if we look at the example question here, je pars en vacances. If you were to write that in its negative form, you would write je ne pars pas en vacances. Ne comes right before the verb, pas comes right after the verb. And you can just do that here. So that's your instructions for this week. I love getting your assignments every week. It's my favorite part of the week, seeing the work that you've done and hearing from you guys. I love getting your emails. I hope everyone's staying safe, working hard, and I always love to hear from you. So if you have any questions at all, or if something's not working for you, please send me an email. I'm happy to reply. And take care, everybody. Bonne chance, bonne semaine. Au revoir.